Hello everyone. In today's tutorial, I'll show you how to crochet this bikini top. I hope you will enjoy it, and if you do, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video, and let's get into it. And to make this, you will need two colors. I have double knit cotton in red and this blue. Then you will also need a 4mm crochet hook, stitch marker, needle, and scissors. To make my bikini top, I only used one ball of each color, but if you do make bigger size, you might need more yarn than that. And I already have one cup done, which is basically identical, but one difference, basically switching the lengths of these two. One goes around your neck and one goes around your back, so that's the only difference which I will show at the end. But before you start, you need to decide on the length of chain. Mine is 14 stitches. Now to start, I'm gonna be using this blue yarn, and I'm gonna start with a bit of a tail because I'm gonna use this later on, and then make slip knot. Put your hook in, tighten it up, and again I'm gonna be chaining 14 to start. To chain, you yarn over and pull through. Again, yarn over, pull through, and repeat until you have desired length. And that's my chain of 14. At the end, you want to chain 1 as your turning chain, so that's 15, but I'm gonna be skipping that so it doesn't count. And straight into the second one, go in, grab your yarn, and make a single crochet. So that's first one, go into second chain, pull up a loop, yarn over, pull through 2 to do a single crochet, and repeat this in all chains till the end. And in this last chain, you want to do 3 single crochets. So go in, make your first one. Same thing in the same chain here, that's 2 and 3. Then you want to grab your stitch marker and mark the middle one. Like this. Tighten it up, turn your work upside down, and we will work into the opposite side of the chain now. So the last chain is now complete. It has 3 single crochets. Go into the second one and do your single crochet. Again, same thing in the next. And so on till you reach the end. You are going through the 2 loops, so don't go and make single crochet through one. Always try and pick up them both, like this. And I'm nearly at the end. I have only one left, so I'm gonna go in and place my single crochet, but I'm not gonna pull it through because this is where I'm gonna change color. So when you come to the stitch you need to change color, you go in, pull up a loop, and leave it like this so that we can pull through our second color. And this is how the first round will look like. This is the top, and you will always be having a stitch marker to mark the middle of those 3 stitches. Now you can also see that it's quite holy here. It has quite big holes because when you do work in the opposite side of the chain, this is what happens. That's why I left this tail so that we can go in and hide it in, but that's for later. Now you want to grab your next color and pull it through. So I'm just gonna wrap it around my hook, pull it through those 2 loops, tighten everything up, and chain 1. For round 2, you want to turn your work, and we will repeat this previous row, which is basically doing single crochets in all stitches, but where you have the stitch marker, you will always be placing 3 single crochets. But I'm gonna show you this one more time. So start with the very first single crochet, go in and do single crochet, and then repeat doing so until you reach your stitch marker. And I'm now at the stitch marker, so I'm just gonna take it out, come back to my last single crochet, And in this middle one where we had a stitch marker, we're gonna place 3 single crochets all in one. So that's 1, 2, and 3. I'm gonna grab my stitch marker again and I'm gonna mark the middle single crochet, and then you're just gonna go into every single stitch down the bottom and make 1 single crochet in each. And I'm at the end of round 2. I'm gonna still continue in red. I'm just gonna chain 1, turn my work like this, and I'm gonna repeat the same thing again. So I'm gonna go doing single crochets in all until I reach the stitch marker. In stitch marker place, I'm gonna place 3 single crochets, and then I'm gonna place 1 single crochet in each on the other side. So let me just do that and I will explain what to do next. I'm again at my stitch marker place, so I'm just removing it, going back to my stitch and placing 3 single crochets all in one. I'm gonna again mark this middle single crochet and continue making single crochets down the side. I'm now at the end. I have 1 stitch left where I will change color, so I'm just gonna go in and start my single crochet like this. So I have 2 loops, and then I'm gonna go back to the blue which I left off and I haven't finished off. So I'm just gonna grab that and pull it through like this, tighten it up, chain 1. By the end of doing your cup, you'll see those lines. So our blue finished here. I'm switching it here, so you will see those little strands of yarn when you do change color. Don't worry about it because we will single crochet around, so we will hide these later on. Don't finish color until you finish the cup because it's way easier to grab it when you need it rather than having a lot of tails. But once you have chained 1, you're gonna turn and you will repeat these rows, doing 2 rows in 1 color. So I'm just gonna do 2 rows in blue, I'm gonna switch to red, and so on. So do as many as you need, and before you want to do your last row, stop there because I will show you how to do the straps. And I'm now done with my rows, so I have 1 more to do, which includes the straps. And this is my left side one, so this is where my hook is gonna be the around neck strap. This is the middle one, and this one is the one where it will go around my back. Once you finish this one and go to do the second one, when you have your cup like this, this is gonna be your back strap, middle strap, and neckline strap. So just keep in mind that you will need to do these 2 the opposite way. But yeah, once you've finished, you will need to do the chain. For the neck, it's gonna be 70 chains for me, so I'm just gonna go ahead and chain 70. And I now have 70 chains, so I'm just gonna chain an extra 1 which doesn't count, and I'm gonna skip the very first one, go into the second, and this time I'm gonna be doing slip stitches. You can do single crochets if you want to. It's gonna be a bit thicker, but I feel like slip stitches are way more tight, so it doesn't stretch as much. And to do that, I'm gonna skip the very first one, go into the second one, pull up a loop, and pull through the loop on my hook, and I'm gonna repeat this in all chains. And I now finished my 70 slip stitches. It does get a lot shorter compared to the chain itself because it takes off the length. So just make sure whatever chain you choose to do that you are able to tie those 2 ties together. And once you are done, you're gonna go into the side of this cup and single crochet until you reach your stitch marker. So it's the same as before, just go in and do single crochets. Once you are here, take the stitch marker out. You're not gonna need it anymore, so I'm just taking it off. And now into this middle single crochet, you're gonna make one single crochet like this, and then you're gonna do the chain for the strap that's gonna tie these two cups together in the middle. I'm gonna be doing 40 stitches, so I'm gonna chain 41. Now this is how the chain of 40 looks like before doing slip stitches, and this is the length of it once you do the slip stitches, so have in mind that it does lose some length. Now once you've got your chain, you're just gonna do slip stitches like we did before in all of those. So I'm gonna do mine and I will meet you at the end. Once you finish your slip stitches, you want to go in and do a single crochet in that same stitch. So you have one and you're gonna go in to do another one. So there's gonna be 2 single crochets in there and then a chain with your slip stitches. Now you're gonna continue doing single crochets down the cup and I will meet you there for the final strap. I forgot to mention, but you can cut off your red as we won't need it anymore. And once you are at the bottom here, you're gonna do a chain again, which is gonna be for your back. I'm gonna do 81. And once you've got your chain, again, the same thing, go in and do slip stitch in every single chain till the end. When you finish your last strap, you're gonna single crochet along this bottom part. And when you do your single crochets, you want to grab those under so that they are not visible on your wrong side. To do this, you just simply go in and do single crochet for every single row that you have. And when doing single crochets, make sure that those strands are above your hook. So they get hidden in. Leave the tails, we will hide them, but just focus on hiding those strands. And I think these are done because other side of the cup does not have, as we have changed color on this side only. Now I'm gonna finish up doing my single crochets till I reach the other side. And then I'm just gonna place my last one in this blue part. Then I'm gonna go into my strap and do a slip stitch like this, chain 1, cut it off and pull it through. You will have a few tails left, so I'm going to show you this one on how to hide those holes, and I'm going to show how to hide one of the tails. Now you want to grab your needle and your tail, and I'm gonna hide the tail into this red here by just going some stitches one way and then back the other. And you want to go under those red V's or whatever color you are doing to make sure it doesn't show on the right side. I'm gonna pull it through, making sure that it doesn't scrunch up. I'm gonna still go some stitches up. And then I'm gonna do the same thing but going the opposite way. you can then trim on this tail. And now to hide the holes in, you grab your blue yarn we have left off, and I'm just gonna sew these together. So I'm gonna just make some stitches to kind of close up those holes so that it's not see-through when you actually wear it. And to do that, I'm just gonna grab one of the V's on one side and one on the other, pull it through, and then same thing all over again. Pull one and then the other. And then you want to also pull it tight so that it closes up a bit. So I'm gonna repeat this. It doesn't really matter where you put your needle in, just make sure that you do it on both sides. And you can already tell that this bit I did has already closed up. So I'm just gonna go and repeat the same thing down the cup. And once you do this, you're also gonna want to hide the tail in, because if you do cut it now, this will open up. So go ahead and hide the tail under the stitches to make sure that it is secure, that it's gonna hold up, and so on. I'm gonna cut it off. And this is how it will look from the right side. So it has closed off and you don't see those holes anymore. Now you want to hide all of your other tails. Once you finish your one cup, you're gonna do the same with your other one, but with different amount of chains. So basically just switching these two to make sure they are correct, or just to make it easy, you can do same amount of chains for these both. And this is how it will look. You will then simply tie the front together. It might be a bit easier to do it while you try it on, but something like this. Then you will obviously tie this around your back and this around your neck. I hope you enjoyed this tutorial. If you did, don't forget to hit subscribe, like this video. Let me know if you want the matching bikini bottoms tutorial as well. Thank you for watching again, and I'll see you in my next one.